What are we doing? It's not that great of a shirt. It is frame-worthy, however.
That's the beauty of framing a shirt.
Yeah. Does it need to be a good shirt?
It doesn't have to be the nicest shirt you own.
No, it doesn't at all.
It's about the memories.
So he succumbs. He says, oh, fine. I'll frame the shirt if you'll leave me alone.
Yep.
I get him to take the shirt off completely.
Oh, in the moment?
I'm
Torio. You're killing it in sales in your region.
That's right.
I'm taking you to a steak dinner, my friend.
I'm on the phone with you. He's shirtless. I say, I got the shirt. Can you come pick it up?
Yeah.
Get this framed. Have it ready by whenever.
Yeah. By whenever is the biggest favor you could do for me. I'm working in buy whenever terms right now. Very green. Yeah.
We just got to know that the ball started rolling.
Exactly.
We don't need to know when it's finished.
Look, by that chapter, it's not about the shirt or the frame anymore. It's about business, striking gold, opportunity.
All right, man.
Changing lives.
Now, here's my question. What's coming back my way?
Okay. Right. I give you a cut of the framing cost. It's not, if you think framing posters are cheap.
It's not, dude.
They're not.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
So what's this costing my boy?
I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell framing shirts are any cheaper. I won't do that to you. You gotta get that across to them.
Yeah,
you gotta get that across early.
That's a great point,
because it's gonna be a whirlwind of a pitch, right? They were just having a good time. You've doused them with ketchup.
Yep,
and you've convinced them to give their shirt to you.
Their shirt's off. They're sitting there. We're going to a movie.
They have entrusted you with their property.
Yeah. Now, how long do I have this shirt? How do I get it to you? You come to me.
It depends where you are. If we're nearby, I'll drive by. All
right. Okay, cool.
Liftoff. The clock has started.
Hey, Hesbos. Welcome to Hesby Street. Thanks for stopping by. Want to remind you guys to check out our website, hesbystreetpod.com. We got things on there. We have the podcast itself, if you want to watch it. If you don't, maybe you're like, I don't want to go to YouTube. Well, we embedded the YouTube code right onto that dumb website.
Leave YouTube alone.
We got some live dates that sometimes we update it, sometimes we don't. Okay, get off my back.
I don't want you to know where I'm going all the time.
If it's a bad show, maybe I don't want to promote it. All right, but there is merch, and I need you to buy it. Please. Anyways, holidays are coming up. Buy your Hesbo fan some Hesbo merch. Patreon.com.
An ornament. We got ornaments now. We got a pie dish, Hesby Street pie dishes. We got an eggnog bowl. And each of the spoons...
What is an eggnog bowl?
It's like a bowl for eggnog, and then you have like a punch bowl.
It's a punch bowl, it's for eggnog only.
Don't put punch in it.
Please don't.
I forgot to warn you guys.
Please do not.
The designer told me it gets ugly if you put punch in it. And
if you do put punch in it, you can't get a refund. That's not on us.
Yeah, you can't. I've already warned you. Our hands are clean.
Mm-hmm.
But the cups for the nog, it's each of our faces.
That's fun.
Yeah. And so you learn something.
And some of them are Emily. Listen, this is from 2 Christmases ago.
Yeah.
Okay, stop complaining.
I forgot to mention them for the past 2 Christmases. And that is a huge mistake on my part.
It's just been in his living room.
The eggnog guy, the bowl guy, he's called me after every Christmas time episode, and he's like, great episode. Just wondering how they're going to know to buy the eggnog bowl.
And then we go, oh,
shit. I go, well, they're not going away. He goes, as long as you don't put punch in them.
The second you put punch in it, that bowl's different
it's
in the
not
worst
a bowl.
way.
It is no longer a bowl.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of plates.
Eggnog bowl. Okay? For eggnog.
Not for Chex Mix.
No.
You can only microwave it if there's eggnog in it.
Some people ask, what if you're making pancakes? Can you throw some eggs and beat the eggs? You're baking. Maybe.
Yeah.
That might work, but we can't. We're not encouraging that.
The bowl has to be certain whatever you're doing is eggnog related.
Other than that, check out patreon.com/Hesby Street. Bonus episode every Friday for maybe a few more. Maybe a few more.
Tons more.
We'll see.
Let it ride.
Other than that, I think it's time.
All right. I'm doing voice now, just vocal. Mm-hmm. Ow! was a good song. It got a little cold.
It was actually the same song as every week.
I'm fighting a cold.
Yeah. You got it in Mexico.
I think.
Zack got his cold from Mexico.
Got my cold from Mexico was great. You know, I've been trying to practice my Spanish with the locals. And so, like, whenever I have a
The
chance...
locals down there or up
down
here?
there.
Okay.
So whenever I had a chance, I would, like, you know, shoot the shit in Spanish
guapo.
with them. Yeah, little things. So, like, I'd say, like, mi esposa, my wife.
Mi esposa.
And I said something... Mi esposa! And I said something about, like, her... That I guess they misunderstood and they thought I said Scorpio. They were like, Scorpio? And I was
Instead of esposo?
no, like something else after esposa. I don't know what I said, but it was like something.
What's Scorpio? Scorpion?
So yeah, I thought they said Scorpio, and I was like, "See, you know, she's a Scorpio." But as it turns out, Scorpio means she's literally a scorpion. So this whole time I'm talking with them, their eyes are wide, their jaws are wide open.
They think you're married to a
An
scorpion.
actual arachnid with like a stinger
They're
tail
like, damn,
and pincers.
America's getting wild.
Yeah, they were in shock. They thought I was married to a scorpion. I was just trying to tell them she's kind of a bitch.
Right. Uh-huh.
It's a joke.
I know it's a joke.
She's not a Scorpio.
She's a stupid Sagittarius.
She's a goddamn Aries. Figure your shit out, Aries.
Ugh. What are you?
Taurus.
Ugh. What's that? What's a Taurus? Is that
I
a
don't
bull?
know,
Is that
but
the bull one?
It's the bull one.
Okay.
But she says I am nothing like a Taurus.
Oh, so you think maybe your mom lied about your birth? You're actually something different.
Why would my mom lie about me being born on
know.
420?
Because she wants you to be hella tight. She's like, he's very cool.
She's like, whatever date is the coolest, please, doctor. Here's $100.
He's like, all right.
He's like, Christmas? She's like, not Hallmark Channel cool.
All right, June 9th? Could do like a 6-9 thing? Is that... He's like,
No.
get your head out of the
This is
gutter.
my son. My firstborn son.
Weed? Yes.
Okay.
Very cool.
We're getting warmer.
All right, so you're a Taurus.
Yeah, I'm-
so 420, if I'm correct, that means you're like on the cusp of something else.
Aries.
So your wife, your
Did
Scorpion.
you just know that? Did you just know that 420 was on the cusp of something?
Well, I know it's always around the 21st.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's when the lunar month ends or the whatever.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So I'm on the cusp of Aries and Taurus. But I don't know if I'm like either.
But your wife, your Scorpion wife, thinks that you are more Aries.
Scorpion wife. It's just the Rock's like
Yeah.
spin-off movie. No, she's like, you're neither. You're like weird.
Oh,
Yeah, she thinks I'm weird.
I think that too.
Yeah.
I could see you not fitting into any of the zodiac. You can't box Zack Chapaloni.
You can't. Don't
You know?
try to corner me, because my scorpion tail comes out and I climb up the wall. Did see actual scorpions in my bedroom in Mexico.
Because you were staying in the jungle, right?
Yeah, well, I guess it's like
that place
technically a
looked amazing.
forest. Yeah, it looked dope, and it was kind of a fun would you rather, because it's like the coolest house I've ever lived in.
Right.
And the view was immaculate. You had a pool. You bathe out in the sun. Go into town.
That's
and have
easily
the
I picked
best
that
tacos of
because
your
Mexico
life.
City's like dirty, like
Mexico
air
City's
quality
like,
wise.
yeah, it's very bad air
Yeah.
quality. Also has great food scene, great bar scene, art scene. It's
Yeah,
dope
totally.
there. But so in the jungle house at nighttime, the ceiling above your head is covered with giant house spiders, like
No.
giant.
That's
and
a nah.
and a couple
All right,
scorpions.
put me back in the dirty city.
And the dirty city, you have the cleanest apartment, no insects. But the bed was so small and uncomfortable that only she took the bed and I took the futon, which was even more uncomfortable.
Yeah, futons are more uncomfortable.
But with no insects in there. Would you,
you
take
can't
that
sleep in the
home?
bed together like old college days where you're
It
sharing
was-
a twin bed.
It was...
You gotta touch your wife sometimes, dude. Hold her.
It's... no.
You don't sleep on
No.
the futon on your
Look.
romantic vacation.
No, I don't want to.
You have to, man.
Romance is giving her
That's
the bed.
what love is.
She was like, you can sleep in this one. And it was like one of those like, yeah, we can try.
I remember my first time sleeping with staying over with a woman
Uh-huh.
was in college. And
Staying over.
well, I'm not talking about this. I don't even think we had sex. I slept in this. Like, I'm trying to
Nice.
say, nice, dude.
You don't even remember how hard you fucked so hard.
Yeah, sure.
My dog, dude. Torio. You're a goddamn scoundrel, dude.
All right, man. Let's move on. What's in the news today?
No, tell me about staying over.
No, it wasn't that interesting.
It wasn't?
Doesn't live up to this hype.
You promise?
It does. It can't be. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whatever was that you did?
You're a dog.
Yeah.
All right, then I'll...
All right, we got to go back. There were scorpions on your ceiling. How
Yeah.
many? Like a couple.
One at a time, yeah. I
Okay.
saw one the first night and a smaller one the next night.
Okay. That's tough, man.
You wake up and all of them are gone, which is kind of alarming.
Well, in the
too.
morning, yeah, they get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nighttime, they go out and they feed.
Nighttime they feed. In the morning, they're like, we better fucking hide.
Yeah, they can see us. We are black.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We'll stand out.
We're nighttime guys.
So do you take the apartment with shitty bed situation and no insects?
No, I'm taking the beautiful scenery, but I probably am going to spend a good amount of time trying to kill that spider.
I mean,
And I have an agreement
There's
with
like
spiders.
12.
They can be in the house, but when they're in the bedroom, I can't sleep.
It's
So
like
I'm
12
going to
every
end
night.
his life. You said one or two.
no, one or two scorpions.
Oh, there's other spiders.
And then like a dozen spiders. All big.
That's tough. You can get some spray. You can get a net. Sleep in a net.
Yeah.
You know, there's options.
Yeah, there's options.
Yeah. I went glamping once, and
You're a dog, dude.
What?
My man's a straight up scoundrel, dude.
Because I was glamping.
Yeah. Hey, dog. Champagne in my tent.
All right.
Pound it.
I don't want to tell the story anymore.
Come on.
Let's just go on to the next thing. So
Glamping's
you have your
cool.
10, you have your 12 scorpions.
Yeah.
And you just slept through that. And you're notoriously afraid of spiders.
I know.
A coward among spiders.
I am petrified.
So what was different? Because you're like a stranger in a strange land, and you just feel like this is I just gotta go with it.
You know, it felt like we had come to an understanding.
No,
Like it wasn't in my bed or under my pillow, or in
you
my
think they
suitcase.
just stood on the ceiling, stayed on the ceiling?
I mean, I saw one or two on the ground, but there were no mosquitoes, no flies.
Well, yeah, they ate them all.
Exactly.
So you think that these are almost amenities in the Airbnb?
Symbiosis.
Got it. Okay. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if scorpions are looking to bite humans.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think spiders in general want to.
They're afraid of us.
But in a pinch, they don't. They're also not. It's not so much in the pinch. They don't seem like the smartest.
They're territorial.
I could see them biting you.
Yeah. But I do like that. The amenity side of it.
Yeah.
I want to ask the Airbnb.
They're like, hey, no mosquitoes here, by the way.
I saw it said hot tub and pool, but spiders?
Yeah.
So we're just on our own against mosquitoes?
You don't have a fly trap?
We could do spiders. You guys want?
You want spiders? I could call the guy. I could call the spider guy.
I have a new guy that I've been trying to push.
Oh, you got a new guy.
And I want all the Hesbos to get on board with this.
Get on board with it. Stop
Okay.
being sticks in the mud, Hesbos.
So here it is. And you tell all your friends about this and tell them to come to me.
Yeah.
And I'll send them to my guy.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes you need a T-shirt framed. Mm-hmm. Not always.
Pretty rarely.
I would say it's on the rare side of things.
Jersey, maybe.
Jersey, sure.
Yeah.
Any kind of shirt.
Any cotton material? A towel?
You ever been to a Planet Hollywood? Mm-hmm. Hard Rock Cafe?
You want to frame that.
You got to frame those like the T-shirt that Led Zeppelin wore on his...
Okay.
Led Zeppelin's the guy,
Let's say for the sake of the rest of this, we're following.
So I'm basically... I'll be honest to the Hesbos here.
Okay.
But I don't want them to be as forthcoming to their friends with their pitch.
Got it.
I got to figure out what I am as a businessman.
And you're thinking maybe
There's an
t-shirt
untapped
frame guy
market of
in the
T-shirt framing.
Now, here's my question before we go further.
If it has to do with posters or any sort of flat print, I don't want to hear about it.
why is the I'm not saying you should frame posters or flat print.
Okay.
But why is the guy that already frames posters and flat prints not the t-shirt framing guy? If I bring a t-shirt into that man's business or woman's,
Yeah.
they're probably going to frame that t-shirt.
It's an entirely different ball game, Torio.
Then I'm glad
I know a guy
found
down
you.
the street who makes the best tacos in LA. I'm never going to ask him to make me a quesadilla.
Why not?
'Cause it won't be as
certainly
good.
would.
He would.
He would.
He's not the man for the job.
Okay. So your business
Or woman.
strict
I haven't gotten a good look at them.
strictly cotton materials only.
Nah, shirt.
Okay, so not jerseys.
Just something with sleeves.
it has to have sleeves.
A jersey is a shirt in my book.
What about full outfit, full sweatsuit? Can you handle pants?
I mean, look, I'm an entrepreneur. I gotta make it happen, right? But I find myself with these pitches, you know.
Okay,
So you
all right.
and I want the Hesbos to just have their antennas up a little bit. You're
Okay.
gonna be at a conversation. Someone's like, I spilled fucking cranberry sauce on this shirt. I go, you should frame it.
You should.
It's not gonna come out, and you're gonna want to remember that shirt.
You should frame that shirt.
Try to bring it up naturally in the conversation. You know.
And also, part of the frame is the stain. Now that memory of the stain, the night. What a night we're having.
What a night we're having.
Get
That's
that on
another
your
one.
wall.
That's another one. You're out with your friends, and at the third bar of the night, they go, "What a night we're having." You go, "You should frame that shirt." And they go, "Why?" And you go, "Do you want to remember this night?" And they go, "I'm thinking of a picture." And I go, "Sure, we'll take a photo. You gonna hang it on your wall?
Get lost.
You gonna hang that shirt on your wall with a little plaque under it that says the date and a little story about that night?" And people are gonna ask about it, and you'll never forget that
You
memory.
frame this photo of tonight. It's gonna get lost among all the other photos.
No one's gonna ask what's going on in this
all
photo.
What, you posed for something? Pass.
I can't remember the last time I asked what's going on in this photo when
Nobody
I'm at
cares.
someone's house. No one
No.
cares. Frame your shirt. If they finally bow down and say, "I will get it framed," you say, "I'm 3 steps ahead of you. I'm going to call my guy. You call me." I am starting my shirt framing business. I am your guy.
Okay, so here's, and I hate to be. I love this idea.
Uh-huh.
Where are you gonna get these frames? So I call you up, right? I say, Zach, I got my guy, my boy. Mm-hmm. He didn't really want to frame the shirt, so I threw ketchup on it.
Smart.
He said, "Why are you doing this? What's the deal?" And I was like, "Well, now the shirt's ruined." And he's like, "I can wash the shirt."
It's not going to come
And I
out.
said, "Well, you gonna hand wash it because you put that in the wash? I mean, that's polyester.
Right. Or waste an entire load on one shirt.
What are we doing? It's
Yeah.
not that great of a shirt. It is frame worthy, however.
That's the beauty of framing a shirt.
Yeah. Does it need to be a good
It doesn't have
shirt?
to be the nicest shirt you own.
No, it doesn't at all.
It's about the memories.
So he succumbs. He says, "Oh, fine. I'll frame the shirt if
Yeah.
you'll leave me alone."
Yep.
I get him to take the shirt off completely.
In the moment,
I'm
Torio,
calling-
you're killing it in sales in your region.
That's right.
I'm taking you to a steak dinner, my friend.
I'm on the phone with you. He's shirtless. I say, "I got the shirt. Can you come pick it up?
Yeah,
Get this framed. Have it ready by whenever."
yeah. Buy whenever is the biggest favor you could do for me. I'm working in buy whenever terms right now. Very green.
Yeah. We just got to know that the ball started rolling.
Exactly.
We don't need to know. We don't need to know when it's finished.
Look, by that chapter, it's not about the shirt or the frame anymore. It's about business, striking gold, opportunity,
All right, man.
changing lives.
Now, here's my question. What's coming back my way?
Okay.
Right.
I give you a cut of the framing
Okay.
cost. It's not, if you think framing posters are cheap,
It's not, dude.
they're not.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
So what's this costing my boy?
I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell framing shirts are any cheaper. I won't do that to you. You gotta get that across to them.
Yeah.
You gotta get that across early.
That's a great point.
Because it's going to be a whirlwind of a pitch, right? They were just having a good time. You've doused them with ketchup.
Yep.
And you've convinced them to give their shirt to you.
The shirt's off.
It's in your hands.
They're sitting there. We're going to a movie.
They have entrusted you with their property.
Yeah. Now, how long do I have this shirt? How do I get it to you? You come to me?
It depends where you are. If we're nearby, I'll drive by.
Okay, cool. All right, great.
Yeah.
And do you supply some kind of loaner shirt service where he has a shirt you can loan him
shit.
until...
Did I just start 2 businesses accidentally while trying to start one? I think so. I have loaner shirts. Yeah.
Well, what I would do is if someone calls up for just the loaner shirt, you have to say no.
No.
That's only a service if you are framing a different shirt.
We're a business, not a charity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do tons of philanthropy in the area.
But unrelated to shirts.
Unrelated to shirts, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's I give back to the kids in the area. I frame their posters. And I don't like to do it. Doesn't help my business at all. Mm-hmm. I'm giving away shirt frames to be used for posters.
Got it.
So anyway, yeah, tell them you got a guy. I am your guy.
All right.
And I'll frame your shirt. I'll get it back to you by whenever.
All right, cool, man. I'm excited for you.
Yeah,
So this
man.
means you're quitting comedy then. And you're going to focus on something a little bit.
I'm about 10 frame shirts away from quitting comedy. I'm
All
not
right.
just going to walk away blindly into a new business.
Until you have something steady
I'm making so much
from comedy.
in comedy.
Right.
I'd be a fool to walk away. Comedy is like, I'm the guy who has the finance job.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy is my finance job where I'm like, I've gotten great at it. Mm-hmm. Like killing it.
You're killing it in comedy.
And I'm
But
not
now
happy.
You're trying to find your bliss. And you think that might be framing T-shirts.
Sometimes I would just sit there and I would doodle. And I doodle and I look up and I'm like, oh my God. I've been doodling shirts in frames.
Got it. So we're going to keep going with this bit.
No, that's it.
No.
That's
Oh,
it.
no.
That's the story. That's the whole.
You would just doodle the... No, there's more to it.
Oh, and then I thought, this is not normal.
Right.
Right, you want to go back from where my reaction to my doodles? Yeah, it was troubling for a while there.
Well, sometimes I'll be like, I don't know. I feel like we're pretty close. I would see you stare off into the distance, and I could never put my finger on what you were thinking about.
Yeah,
I thought maybe you were going to run away from it all.
yeah,
But I didn't know that was in the direction of becoming the T-shirt frame guy.
right. We'd be walking down like up Runyon Canyon sometimes, and I'd see someone, and I'd just say under my breath, I got to immortalize that thing.
You got to, man. What
And
a day you're
you
having.
would think that was so bizarre. You never even commented on it.
Never even got it. Yeah.
But I was I'm here to make memories, and I think that's my passion.
all we're doing is we're making
comedy.
memories.
We're giving people memories,
Yeah.
but now I realize, you know what? Let's lock it in. You can't put my joke in a frame on a wall. It's not the same because my writing isn't as strong as my live performance.
That's true.
It's all act
You're
outs
such a
for
performer.
me, man.
But when it comes to a frame T-shirt,
Yeah,
that's something you have more control over.
exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
I can't. Some of the jokes I have that I'm working on, I can't just hand you a piece of paper. Like, here's an example. I'm working on this guy. Like you see an Italian cool old guy, like maybe in like a John Wick movie or something, and he like is speaking like this, and his hair is slicked back.
Yeah.
But it's all Italian. You don't understand anything he's saying.
Okay.
And then he speaks English. Mm-hmm. And he's just like 10 degrees like
Less cool.
less cool.
Yeah.
But he's cool.
Still cool.
Still in the 80s, 90th percentile,
Totally very cool.
but less cool. So he's like, bueno, with age. And they're like playing fucking some game that you don't understand,
Yeah,
right?
it's like not quite backgammon.
But it looks simple enough. You feel like you could learn it after half a game.
Uh-huh.
So he's playing
And yet never completely learn it.
right. And spend your life like him just perfecting it. And the perfection never exists. And he's sipping a cappuccino, and he looks over at you. You're kind of a tourist. And you're like, hey, can I help you guys? And he goes, my friend, he say you should try the cheesecake here.
You're like, oh, that's not as mysterious as it seemed like.
I'm like,
when you were
dude.
talking in Italian, I thought it was something.
I've completely figured you out now.
Now you're just a cheesecake salesman?
And they're like, I might have had sex with you, dude. So anyway, that joke on paper,
Not as good as seeing you live.
not as good as buying a ticket, little bit of mystery. Is he gonna do cool Italian guy?
You don't know.
I talked shit to a fucking shit poster for the first time.
What does that mean?
Like a
a
shit
shit poster
poster?
online.
Yeah.
I just had one on the way over here.
It's a hard part of comedy that you don't realize,
It sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks that someone online can. It's not that it hurts that bad, but it's like enough to like get in your. Once they get in your head, they've won.
It's like I want them to understand they're wrong.
Exactly.
And you never can.
But you can never do
yeah.
that. Yeah.
It was funny. I saw a show last night, and Jesus Trejo, hilarious comedian,
Very
was on stage, and it was a new joke show, and he was working out some new jokes, and it was kind of just like talking about superpowers. And I really hope he like keeps pursuing this bit, but he kind of left it up to the crowd. Like, what superpower would you want? And some people had really funny answers, and one woman goes mind reading. And he was like, why?
Yeah, that seems like the worst.
He's like, dude, he's like, and he goes, have you ever read a YouTube comment?
Yeah.
It was
great.
so funny, man.
Yeah,
it was
that
like,
is great.
I think as a kid, you're like, dude, if I could read people's minds, I'd get everything I wanted. It's like you would just be severely hurt all the fucking time. And that is comment sections.
That is comment
You
sections.
know?
What would be your superpower? Did you hear anyone call out and be like, "Oh, yeah, that's the one I want"?
People had some good ones. You know,
I feel like
flight,
time
teleport.
travel, teleport.
Um,
I'd pick time travel.
time travel's a fun one. I didn't think about that.
I'd fuck some shit up.
Someone said just have like money whenever I wanted, like unlimited paper. But he said paper, like slang, being all cool. And
Yeah.
Jesus completely misunderstood the slang. He's like, wait, that's the weakest fucking super.
So you always have something to
It's like,
write?
you could just get a ream of paper. And then he figured out it was money, and he was like, that whole time in my head, I was just like, talking like 8.5 by 11, or like straight up.
That is the standard paper.
What do they call it? Legal pads? Yeah, someone said money all the time. Money all the time sounds fucking rad. I wouldn't want to live forever. Because you're trapped.
You say that now.
You're trapped.
When on your deathbed, you might want that.
I think on your deathbed, you'd want more time.
What about like
Living forever, you have to watch everyone
But
die.
you could be like, I want to stay my age and I want to live like 1,000 years. Think how wise you'd be.
You'd be wise, but you'd have so much loss, dude. Like
Oh, yeah.
you'd go through generations.
But think of also
you become a sociopath, I think.
But you also can ask for thirst for blood.
Okay, so you're asking to be Tom
And you
Cruise in
can't
Interview with the
be-
Vampire.
Yeah, you can't go out in the sun.
Or you're asking to just be Tom Cruise.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And you do your own stunts.
Oh, I don't
My
want to do my own
superpower would be
stunts.
to do my own stunts. Saw Top Gun Maverick. I thought that was really fun.
Just saw it.
Just saw it on
Finally?
my flight.
Oh.
That's where you catch up. The flight is where you catch up.
What a
to.
fun flight movie.
It was a great flight movie. When they're like going down, it felt like we were.
Yeah, but I'll say that movie was great. But in theaters, you should have seen it, man. It's so fun. Well, you're just watching on a little screen.
As I was watching it, I was kind of realizing I'm like pressing my headphones in my ear to
Yeah.
like hear more.
Yeah,
Because I couldn't hear it all.
that's too bad.
It's funny that it can be so cheesy and so fulfilling.
Totally.
You know, like we're
Just
little
like this
cheese balls
podcast.
inside.
Yeah, we are.
I'm mostly cheese ball. It's a dietary thing I'm working on. I'm going full cheese ball.
Now, when you say cheese ball, I picture like a puff, like a crispy puff.
So
but
I
are you
carb
saying
deplete.
a ball of cheese? Like actual, what's the texture?
It is a puff. It is an artificial. Actually, there's no cheese.
Then I'm not interested.
There's no cheese in me.
I guess we're running out of time. Anything?
Let's say you got a no card. Give me some bangers, dude.
I don't really have any bangers. I just had like
Give me some mash then.
you know, some mash.
Yeah. Bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash. We all.
You get to choose mash or bangers, mate.
I had a funny thing where I went up at the store, and then on my way off stage. Do you ever like when you shake someone's hand, the comic coming up? Do you say anything? I always say something.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and so what I went to say was like, "Have a great set." Like, you know, you shake hand. I'm like, "Hey, have a good set." You know, not something I usually say. I'm
Okay.
saying like as you're not to the crowd,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Quietly to them.
quietly to them. But instead of saying that, which is a handful, it's too much to say. I just said great set. So I think what in her head she's thinking, did he just tell me he had a great because I'm getting off stage and I'm shaking her hand and I just said great set. That's all she heard.
Yeah.
So I think in her head she's thinking like, did he just tell me he had a great set right before I feel like I really fucked with. I would fuck with my head.
Yeah.
If I was getting on
Great
stage
set.
and there was like great set, he's like, I haven't done my set yet. So you're talking about your set?
It sounds like Luke Schwartz.
It does, but it wasn't me. I just thought that was.
Did it fuck with her?
No, I don't think so. I had to go out and go back to work.
Oh, you didn't watch. That's funny. Sometimes you just say weird shit, and here's what you do. You walk away. You just keep walking. You do not look back, and that weird moment will get erased.
Oh no, I'm going to dwell on it for the rest of my life.
No, you have
Every
to.
time I see her, I'm going to think she thinks I told her I had a great set right before she performed comedy.
Oh, my God, dude.
That's all I'll think about.
That's the worst.
You're not the same way. You don't dwell on dumb things you've done.
I can't afford to. mentally.
Yeah. Can you
I've said straight up HR violations on accident.
Can you do, in a similar vein, can you like, when you get rejected from anything, how bad does it hurt? It hurts, right?
Yeah, fucks you up a little bit.
Some people, here's what made me think of this. I went on a date. We haven't seen each other in a while.
Okay.
People don't know we've backloaded. So much has happened.
Oh, you haven't been... I thought you've been dating this whole time on and off with people.
Oh, sometimes. Anyways, I went on a date.
Okay.
And then I hit her up after, I hit her up after Thanksgiving because I went out of town for a few days. And I said, like, you know, do you want to hang out? Go. And she said no. You know, she said no.
Yeah.
She was just like, oh, you know, like I'm not interested. And then she said, I hope that doesn't hurt. Or I hope that, how did she phrase it? It was something to the effect of like, I hope that's not like a bummer to hear. And I'm like, well, like it'd be crazy if it wasn't, right? Like, and then I was thinking like there are some people who are in comedy, they'll say it, be like, I don't give a fuck if I get turned down for anything.
Of course.
Or I don't give, and I'm always like, well, they're just saying that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there aren't people that can just like be rejected
and be unfazed
and
completely.
be unfazed. That doesn't exist.
No, I think the closest they think they're being to being unfazed is just like harboring some sort of ill will and being like, you're a lost bitch.
Okay, that makes me feel bad.
That's
that
my
makes me feel
opinion.
bad.
I mean, it's just an opinion.
Because I don't know what that would be like to not care.
Delusion.
But delusion, that's just in the vein of lying.
You're not... No, it's like...
You're lying to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're
Right.
lying to yourself or not allowing yourself to feel.
Yeah. Because sometimes I'll feel like I see a confident guy where it's like, yeah, if I don't get that, that's fine. And in my head, I'm like, that'd be nice.
I think you have to a degree, like, talk yourself through situations, and some people use that method of, like, we're fine.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'll bounce back.
Right.
You know, I guess nothing.
Yeah, rejection sucks. In any, like, I let it, like, sink in deep.
Same.
And
I'm
other
a little
people,
hurt boy. I'm a little emo boy.
Yeah.
You gotta be. Feel it all.
Yeah, feel it all.
Totally.
Huh.
You think that's weird?
No, I think it's not. Well, I think there's like a pendulum, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think...
I don't want the pendulum to be your dick by the end of this metaphor.
Why
you always
not?
do this.
Come on,
The
man.
pendulum has to stay a pendulum.
You can't swing?
It can swing as pendulums do. It can't pee or come.
But what if I need like to use, because it is a pendulum.
I get it. I understand.
I need a visual aid.
Right.
And I think you need it.
I don't.
If it pees, it pees. That's.
If the pendulum pees, we're having problems again, Torio. I'm cutting the podcast. Just like the last episode that never made it to light.
If the pendulum pees. Yeah, I'd like to have a healthier relationship with rejection.
I agree with
but
that.
I don't want to be the crazy person that's like, I don't give a fuck.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you want to live somewhere in the world of, and by you, I mean me and everyone I care about. I think we want to live somewhere in the world of feeling the pain of it, but not letting it stop us from pursuing it again.
Yeah.
Like, not from the same area, but like,
right.
Because if you don't feel it, you don't care, and then you don't want to do it, but then you
Yeah.
care because you're overthinking it and you're actually afraid to do
Right.
it. But there's like that quote, like, what would you do if you knew you wouldn't fail? You know, and it's like, I try to stay like, remind myself about that, because I'm naturally the guy that's like, nah, this might suck, so no.
I've never actually thought about that. What would you do if you... I don't think anything.
And that's the thing. It's
Right.
like, there's two sides of not fearing it, right?
Right.
Or like, you don't want to deal with it. Like, I'm not afraid of it, I just don't want to deal with it.
Totally. Yeah, if you couldn't be rejected, what would be the point?
Yeah.
Right.
But I think you gotta... I think it sounds weird, but it's like you're living in your fucking movie or your story.
Yeah.
I'm a cheeseball when it comes to this shit. And again,
I love that about
my
you.
my
I think
body,
I'm
my
similar.
biology is
Yeah.
filled with artificial cheeseballs.
No.
It's a biohacking I've been doing.
Okay. And so what percentage of you would you say is cheeseball at this point?
So we're talking blood, brain,
Blood and brain.
a little bone left.
Okay. So mostly cheeseball.
It's like, dude, no
So here's-
toenails.
Okay, but the
Got my
skin...
fingernails.
But the skin itself is still
Skin.
skin.
Largest
so you
organ.
you can be out in rain.
Largest organ of the human body
Epidermis.
for now, for me. what the cheese ball are doing inside of me,
Uh-huh.
I don't think science predicted.
So you're just one of those little like peely cheese things in the red circle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
What do you call those? A
forget.
baby bell.
Baby belly. That's you. It's just skin.
I'm
and cheese.
becoming the wax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
man.
where those come from, I think.
All right,
No,
dude.
don't fear rejection, dude. Get back out there. Don't be vengeful.
It's not.
Don't let it be an origin story.
That's the thing is I
of a
don't.
villain.
I think that I have a good relationship with rejection on how I project it now. It's the internalization of it.
Yeah.
That's what made me laugh when she said that. She's like, I hope it doesn't like matter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And I get that there's no good way to like reject someone either. I've
Right.
been on that side.
Well, if it really doesn't matter, then you were wasting your time to begin with.
Well, then I never would have asked.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is, and I hate to land in this land of cliches.
Uh-huh.
That's what so many women are attracted to.
What they can't have.
No, what the aloof, the guy that doesn't care. The guy that's like, I don't really care if this works out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In my experience, it has been that way.
I think I've cared too much about how it works out, and that's
Yeah.
fucked me up.
And that makes them less attractive.
Of course, and it makes me like
But
a
why?
worse version of myself.
But why?
do you
Why
mean?
is it bad if someone cares too much?
Because look, there is a dance to it.
I know there's a dance to it.
It's mating rituals fucking 2.0.
But that's always the answer. It's just the way it is. I don't know why.
Well, for me, I think it became clear that it wasn't about like I mean, I guess you could see it as like tricking myself into not caring as much, but it's about like keeping it all in perspective to the point that like people would always say like confidence is the biggest thing, right? You could see a guy, how many times do you see a beautiful woman with a guy where you're like, huh?
But you can be confident and all in, like engaged.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can. But I mean, I think there's a dangling
Yeah.
feeling of a lack of confidence.
Yeah.
And I think if they find out that them hitting you with the rejection is like the needle in the balloon of
Well, what does
confidence.
that matter? Once you're rejected, you're rejected.
Not necessarily. I
no, I
had
disagree.
women that were like, be like, no, thank you. And then like a week or two go on. I'm like, moved on. And then they're like, hey, and all dolled up. I'm like, so anyway, like, what are you up to? You know? And it's sort of like, the fuck changed? You know? It
Yeah.
could be that sort of like, oh,
Right.
he's like, fine.
Oh,
He
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
need
yeah.
me, and he's probably gonna do better. You know, it's like that
Sure.
illusion. And the same goes for guys with women,
yeah.
where it's like, fuck, she's probably completely moved on. You know, it's like I would hope that she's still thinking about me, and that has already.
Yeah, but I don't think like in that instance, because I've had that on
Yeah.
both sides where
Yeah.
the person goes back, it never lasts much longer. It's like they just want it. They just want that attention again, and then once they get it, they're like, oh, I can have this again. I don't want it.
Then that's the person. I think that's the person's issue. I don't think that's a general statement for women.
I think that's that person's issue with that person, because that person, they're never going to be all in on that person.
That totally, like, it means that that's not the person for you, and I think other people aren't gonna. I never know. This is a word thing. I never know.
Yeah.
Ascribe or subscribe.
Subscribe
To that
Yeah.
type of thinking.
Okay.
It's not. I'm not as good of a motivational speaker when I'm like, what's the word for this thing?
What's the
So anyway, if you want to tackle life, you need to understand these. Okay, sufficient, efficient, and proficient. Which one would go here?
They all work perfectly.
The sufficient method to success.
All right,
I
man.
want my money back, dude. You can keep your stupid notebook.
There's no refunds.
There's no refunds, guys. We're gonna flip Los Angeles.
Dude, did you see Morrissey played a concert at the Greek Theater? And after 30 minutes, he just left. He just walked away. Like the band didn't know why.
It's like a health thing.
Nope. There was just no, and they didn't.
He
put
said
out-
it wasn't a health thing. Like he couldn't have even come up with an
Well,
excuse.
there was a statement, but it didn't touch on his health. But they said no refunds. So it's like,
wow.
yeah, you saw 30 minutes of Morrissey, and then you just gotta fuck off.
Yeah.
It's like, bye.
Yeah. I saw Kanye in San Francisco before it was cool. Well, actually, no, when it was cool. Actually,
Don't go down this road.
Okay, before anti-Semitism.
Got it.
But the beginning of him losing his mind. And He played Blood on the Leaves like maybe 10 times.
Is this real?
Yeah.
He just kept playing the same song?
He would do a couple other songs, and then the other songs were like great, but there were like other rappers and singers on them, and he would only do his part in that song, and then that song was over. And
So it
then
was
he
a bad
would just
show.
go Blood on the Leaves. But like everyone was loving it.
Yeah, see, I still don't get the Kanye thing.
Yeah.
I can't figure him
He's
out.
turned into an art museum
I
for
don't
me.
get the
Where I'm in a
appeal.
room and I'm like, we're all enjoying
all
this.
still like this.
Right? This is fascinating.
Okay.
You're holding a notebook. Do we all need to write stuff down in here? Or are you at a school?
Do you have to like fill out? Is that a scavenger hunt?
Yeah.
You got to check all the boxes.
I've never not gone to a museum and seen a person with a notebook and gone, are you at a school? Or is this how we do it?
You can't sketch it because that feels like thievery.
Are you I go, hey man, stop that guy.